So now we're going to move on to some exam style questions. So these are the type of questions you might get in an exam. Now the examples that we've just completed are a lot harder than the ones you will get in an exam, but hopefully you can now see the types of questions that you might be asked. So the first question is asking us to multiply out a times minus a minus 4. So we'll just do our usual approach, so let's write it underneath again. So we have a times minus a minus 4. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a and times it by the first term in the bracket. So we have a times minus a, which is minus a squared. And then we'll take a again and times it by the second term in the bracket. So we have a times minus 4, and that gives us minus 4a. So this means we can say that a times minus a minus 4 is equal to minus a squared minus 4a, and that's our final answer. And since there's no answer line here, we're just going to double underline our answer so that the examiner knows that this is our final answer. Now question 2 says simplify 2x minus 5x minus 3, which are in brackets, plus 2. So we'll just rewrite that underneath. We have 2x minus, and because we have minus and then a bracket, I'm going to treat this minus as a minus 1, as then we're able to times minus 1 by the terms inside the bracket. So we have 2x minus 1 times by 5x minus 3 plus 2. And then we're going to just focus on the minus 1 for now. So we have minus 1 times 5x, which is minus 5x. And we have minus 1 times minus 3, which is positive 3. And then we can piece this together to give us 2x minus 5x minus 3 plus 2 is equal to, and we have 2x minus 5x plus 3 plus 2. And then we can simplify this, as this is equal to minus 3x plus 5. And that's our final answer, so we'll just double underline that. And then we'll move on to the next question, which is a little similar to the one we've just completed, but we have two single brackets this time. So we have 7x times x minus 2 minus 4 times 3x minus 2, and it's asking us to simplify, but it also wants us to just circle our answer. So it's giving us a list of answers here, and we just need to circle which one's correct. So with these questions, even though the mark that it's given you will be for the circled answer, it's always good just to prove your answer, just so you can make sure you've got it 100% correct. So we'll just do what we usually do, and then the answer that we do end up with, we'll see if that's in the list, and then if it's in the list, then we'll circle it. So we have 7x times x minus 2 minus 4 times 3x minus 2. And then we're going to take 7x and times it by x to give us 7x squared. And then we have 7x times by minus 2, which is minus 14x. And then we have minus 4 times 3x, which is minus 12. And we have minus 4 times minus 2, which is positive 8. And then we can simplify this to give us 7x squared minus 26x plus 8 as our final answer. So we'll just look in the list and see if we have this answer. So it's the second option, so it was 7x squared minus 26x plus 8, and we'll just give that a circle. And then we've completed the question, so we should get our 1 mark. Now the last exam style question is we have simplify x squared times x minus 2 plus 3. And again, it just wants us to circle our answer. So we'll actually prove this again, but we'll do it without all the steps. So we have x squared times x, so that's x cubed. X squared times minus 2, which is minus 2x squared. And then we want a plus 3 on the end, so we have x cubed minus 2x squared plus 3. And then let's see if that's an option in the list. Yep, it's the second option again, so we'll give that one a circle. And that completes that question. So next we're going to move on to some past exam questions. So these are the actual past exam questions in the AQA paper for the last 3 years. So the first question we have says that 2 consecutive whole numbers are n and n plus 1. And it wants us to simplify n minus n plus 1. So we'll write this as n minus 1 times n plus 1. And then we can simply ignore the n for now. And we have minus 1 times n, which is minus 1n. And we have minus 1 times 1, which is just minus 1. So this gives us n minus n minus 1. And then we can simplify this just to get minus 1. So that one was nice and easy, but we'll just double line our answer so the examiner knows that that's our final answer. And then the next question asks us to multiply out n times n plus 1. Okay, so if we have n times n plus 1, then we can do n times n, which is n squared, and then n times 1, which is n. So therefore we have n squared plus n as our final answer. So now we'll move on to the next question. So we have multiply out x times x minus 4. So it's quite similar to the one we've literally just done actually, but it's wanting us to circle our answer. So we'll take our x times x minus 4 here, and then we want to do x times x, which is x squared, and x times minus 4, which is minus 4x. So that means that we have x squared minus 4x, and that's the third one in the list, so we'll just give that a circle. Now the next question asks us to simplify 7x minus 3x minus 2x in brackets, and it's wanting us to circle our final answer. So we'll use the approach we usually do, so we have 7x minus, and then we'll treat it as minus 1, times by 3x minus 2x. So then we'll leave the 7x for now, and we have minus 1 times 3x, which is minus 3x, and minus 1 times minus 2x, which is positive 2x. So this means we have 7x minus 3x plus 2x, and then 7x minus 3x plus 2x is equal to 6x, which is the third option in the list. Now with this question, because both variables inside the bracket have the variable of x, we're actually able to compute 3x minus 2x, as that's just x. So we could have gone down the route of not expanding this, so we just get 7x minus x, which is 6x. But for this question, it didn't matter what method we'd use, as we're only getting 1 mark for circling the answer. Now the next 3 past exam questions, I want you to have a go yourself, so just pause the video, and then once you're done, check your solutions in the description. But these ones are again similar to what we've just done, so if you do get stuck, then just go back to something that looks a little similar, and then you're able to copy the steps that I did. But that's it for this video, so just make sure that you actually complete the questions yourself, just so you can prove to yourself that you know how to do these. And I've hopefully found this video useful, especially when it comes to double brackets, that's where people usually make the most mistakes. But for now, that's the end of this video.